What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, I saw the tweet that Terence Crawford put out about Fannon International Boxing and Boxingego. Not going to read it on here. It was pretty vulgar. If you guys want to go check it out, you can go to his verified Twitter or you can Google it. I'm sure it'll pop right up. But in a nutshell, he was basically taking them to task for, I would say, being overly critical of him as a fighter. Now, let me say this. I'm not really familiar with Fannon's channel as much. I don't watch it that much, so I can't really speak on whether or not, he was overly criticizing Terence Crawford. I can't speak on that. Now, Ego, he's a different story. Even though I don't watch Ego all the time, I have seen his videos on Terence Crawford a lot of times, comparing and contrasting him with Errol the Truth Spence Jr. And Boxingego talks very, very highly of Errol the Truth Spence Jr. Terence Crawford, not so much. And I'll say this, in my opinion, I think, he goes a little bit overboard sometimes with Terence Crawford and the criticism. I've seen that. And he's not the only one I've seen. I've seen other channels calling Bud out of his name and just, coming up with all this crazy stuff. And he's not the only fighter that they do that to. I see people do that with Canelo Alvarez as well. Now, here's the thing. I criticize fighters on my channel all the time. And I give fighters their props when their props are due. But I'm not going to just go out of my way to talk down on a fighter. I just don't do that, because I do love the sport of boxing. When things need to be said, I'll say them, but I want to be very respectful of the fighters due to the fact that they do put their lives on the line when they get in that square circle. They train hard, they do things that a lot of us aren't gonna do, and to just be, outright blatantly disrespectful, I'm just not going to do that. That's not the kind of person that I am. And like I said, I do see Ego overly criticizing Terence Crawford. Not to say that Ego's a bad YouTuber. I think he does a phenomenal job when it comes to YouTube, and he's a full-time, so he puts a lot of effort and work into what he does as a boxing YouTuber. But I talked about this a little bit on my last video. I invite you guys to go check it out. How a lot of times you'll have these boxing channels, these bigger channels, they will have their favorite fighter, and they'll have nothing critical to say about them. They'll big them up, and then the arch nemesis of that person, they don't have anything good to say. They're gonna crap on them all day, and I see that a lot here in the YouTube space. I know you guys see it too. Maybe you're not going to say it, but you see it, and you hear a lot of times these same guys calling out mainstream media, but then they turn around and do the exact same thing. It's just from an opposite direction, and that's not getting us anywhere. You can critique a fighter without being disrespectful. There's ways of doing that, and I try to do that every day on my channel. I'm not going to disrespect these guys because I don't do what they do. They put it all out there on the line, regardless of if they're the best or not. When they get in that square circle, their lives are on the line, so you have to at least respect that. As them as a fighter, you at least have to respect that. Terence Crawford, people have been judging him, I think, overly criticizing him because of one fight. The fight with Errol the Truth Spence Jr., because the fight didn't happen. And it didn't happen not because Terence Crawford is afraid to face Errol. Let's face it. Terence Crawford's not afraid of Errol. He's been calling out Errol for years. It just didn't happen because of the business side, because of the negotiations fell through with the PBC. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Now, whether or not we'll get that fight, I don't know. I hope we get the fight. It's a fight that I want to see. I would rather see it at 147 for undisputed. but I don't know if it's going to happen. It could possibly happen at 154. Eventually, maybe we'll get the fight that we want. But I've seen Ego be, a little bit overboard with the criticism of Terence Bud Crawford. Fannon, like I said, I can't really speak on that because I haven't really watched him like that. But it was pretty vulgar what he said. I don't think I would have put it the way that he said it, but I guess he just really wanted to get his point across about how he felt. And I know people are going to criticize him for calling out these guys, but Terence Bud Crawford, he's a human being. He has feelings, and he felt like he wanted to speak on it, and so he did. So that's my opinion on that, guys. Don't have anything really bad to say about Fannon or Ego. They do their things. I don't have any bad blood or anything like that. It's just my observation of what I see. So you guys tell me what you think about what Terence Bud Crawford had to say in the comment section, guys. How do you feel about, Fannon and Ego also criticizing Terence Bud Crawford? Do you think they do it a little bit too much? Do you think, there shouldn't be a problem? You guys let me know how you feel in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. And I'm out. Peace.